The following podcast is a member of the Pokecasters Network. Pokecasters Network, supporting Pokemon content creators, their shows, and the community of Pokemon fans. To find out more, check out PokecastersNetwork.com or find us on Twitter and Facebook.
Anyway, enough about anime talk. Let's do video game talk. Are we ready to start the episode?
No, because we're not playing a video game.
We're playing a tabletop role-playing game based on a how do I want to do this? Based on a manga that was based on a probable visual novel that was based on a video game that was based off of an actual video game. A main video game that was based. Actually, that's it.
Yeah. The game is the base. Yeah.
Based on an idea from a guy who was catching insects in his backyard at age 10, 12, something rather. There's a line of progression somewhere in that line. Hello everyone, welcome to Not a Scratch, a podcast about a mystery dungeon campaign. I'm your host, guy who doesn't remember the original intro because it's been so long, Anirudh himself, and with me here are two people that probably remember how to do their parts, including this guy over here, who is busy trying to figure out why dryer sheets can actually be used multiple times.
It's me, Muhammad. I'm not gonna lie, that thought has never crossed my mind, and now I'm just incredibly curious. And over to my right is someone whose mailbox only opens from the underside, which makes it really awkward for the mailman.
Well, hi, it's me, Daisy, and at least I can open it. They didn't give me a key at first.
That's very fun. Fun fact, or at least I do this, and it hasn't caused me to cause issues. I've been using dryer sheets at least twice.
I've just never thought about it.
This that broke person life that all of us have experienced at one point, and I just happened to experience it during my dryer sheet phase.
I just don't use dryer sheets.
That also is a thing that you could do. That probably is even cheaper than my method.
I mean, when I've been living on my own, I just buy one giant container of dryer sheets and just let that thing run for multiple years.
I actually just search all of the dryers for the used dryer sheets that somebody else left behind, and then just...
I've exclusively used old dryer sheets.
Not even my old dryer sheets, someone else's.
Just someone else's. Welcome to the show, everyone. Glad you're with us. If you can tell, maybe you can, maybe you can't. I'm in a different recording place. Guess what? Next week's episode, I probably will be in the same one. The following week, though, I don't know. There's a chance quality may dramatically jump up and down for the remainder of the series, either because I'm recording in a non-insulated setting or recording in a music studio. You think that's a joke? It's not stretching the truth. Which would make it stretching the truth, actually. So never mind. How are you guys doing? How's it?
Yeah.
Can you tell that we're trying to figure out our momentum here?
EFG.
Well, speaking of musical notes, fun fact: you know that giant? Maybe you know about this, maybe you don't. There's that one instrument. I forget where it is, but it's currently playing the longest song possible. It's been playing for hundreds of years, and will play for 100 more years. There's like a new note that occurs every 10 years or something like that. Do you know what I'm talking about? Daisy might know this more than Muhammad, but
a new note, like one no one's ever seen. I don't understand.
We're both lost.
Oh gosh, what is this? Instrument playing for the longest time.
Longest time is like the song never ends, or it's just super.
Like the song started hundreds of years ago, and is continuing even now.
Like, what?
Yes, this is it. I think this is it. Oh, it started playing relatively recently. Actually, never mind. That's on me. I started playing like ages ago. So there is a musical piece made by John Cage. Is this right? Yeah, this might be it. Anyway, this is something similar. It's the second longest lasting musical piece ever undertaken. Wrote it in 1987 for organ and an adaptation of it. A performance of the piano version that usually lasts 20 to 70 minutes. An organ in a church in Halberstadt, which is in Germany, I think. Yeah. in 2001 began a performance that, based on how long it'll take, that organ will finish playing in 2640. The next note is going to be played on February 5th, 2024, and though I am not a big musical guy, I want to visit this when the note changes.
Why, if you have an organ, why would you sit there, look at it, and go, what if we just held this key for 10 years?
To be fair, the piano version is like an hour and change.
Yeah, no,
70 minutes.
they just took it, and they took the tempo from, like, however many beats per minute to however many beats per decade. Like, what? What is this?
It began on September 5th, 2001, and then that was the first note. The second note played on February 5th, 2003, which is 518 days later. And then from there, it's usually ranged anywhere from maybe 100 to 600 days. One note, it took 1,065 days. Or no, that's in the future. 1,065 days.
But why?
Anyway.
That's not a song.
Okay, but is it a note that's being held out that is it a note being held out that long, or is there just a really long rest? And if there's a really long rest, who's gonna remember to play the note on time?
I have no idea how it works. I actually wonder if there is a long rest.
And that's like that's not a song if there's a long rest.
It's a musical piece, so by definition, it is a piece. It is a piece of music.
I would think that you're just restarting every time you come back to play. You're just starting at a different point in the song.
Oh gosh, I don't know. This I find this fascinating.
Like, are the notes being stretched out too over this time, or is it just
I believe
we're playing we're playing this piece one note at a time? Like,
I believe somebody goes, waits for the moment, and then plays the note, and then based on how the organ is, it's like the organ I think was specially constructed for this, so the noise just reverberates and it lasts that long.
Oh my lord, why would you do this?
Sandbags depress the organ's pedals to maintain the notes. Yeah, so every like year and a half or however long it takes, somebody goes up and it's like, wait for it. Oh, their iPhone alarm rings. Now, ding ding ding. Duh. Thanks everyone, appreciate it. It might not be me next time, so.
So earlier I was like half joking when I said it, but someone literally went, what if we just held down this key for years? Why?
So there are sounds and releases. Now, I don't know enough about music to know exactly how this works. But anyway, this is very fascinating to me. Long story short, anyway, the reason why I wanted to mention that is because Mansoor is actually there in Halberstam now. He's visiting it. He's not visiting it during a note change because everybody's going to be there when the note changes. So he's just visiting it now.
I thought he was going to do the next note change, though.
I think this is in preparation for that, but I don't know which note he's going to change. All I know is that oh gosh, I already closed the tab, didn't I? Instead, Oregon. All I know is that he's not doing the 2024 one.
What's the next note being played out in 2024?
26 probably, if I had to guess.
26? Going back in time.
Whoa.
That's how they make it the longest playing sound. They start
let me do this here. So right now it's a release of a G sharp 3, I guess. I'm not 100% sure. The next note plays February 5th, 2024, and then the following note is August 5th, 2026. You might be going for that one, which everyone at home, August 5th, 2026, mark it down in your calendar now. That's the finale of this show. I'm just kidding. I actually have no idea what it is.
That's cute. You think the show's ending in 2026?
That wouldn't be
actually,
out of the
to be fair, we could be done with this story by then, maybe, possibly.
Yeah, 3 years for 5 arcs. If we do a 10 season thing, that seems reasonable. That's what you were. I forget if this was post game show, which you can check out on Patreon, or main story. But last episode, I remember you mentioning something along those lines. Like, yeah, it took 5 arcs for this, and if we do like one instrument, one person, an arc, and then an ending thing, that'd be another 5 seasons. This is season 6. So
not 5 seasons. I think I said 4 seasons because
it would be 4 from now.
Well, like this season, then 1, then 2, then last.
That would make it 10. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wait, math.
We could theoretically be done by then, but of course, in order to do that, in order to look forward, we must look back. Thus, flashback. Hey everyone, for the final time, hopefully ever, let's revise that whole house thing.
We went to the
Yes.
house, and we were there, and
Mhm,
then we heard somebody really old, and they were like, "You gotta find me," and we were like, "Who are you?" And then we found some plates and ate dinner, and then we opened some doors and found some stone slabs, and then we didn't know what happened, but then we found some rock boys and stole their thing, and then left the room, and then we went into an attic, and then we got a horn, and then we left.
That about sums it up, yeah. Rockhorn in possession now. Anything you want to add in specific detail, Mohammed?
I mean, that was a summary of the last 3 episodes, really. So yeah.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything that really happened in the last 3 episodes that wasn't summed up there.
Great.
Time
Okay,
started to
everyone.
happen weird.
All right, let's stretch the bones out, everyone. Roll that. Get those fingers ready to roll some dice as we are ready to dive on in. Splash. Okay, so we've reached the midpoint of the arc. Maybe. I actually don't know how many episodes there are in this arc, but I'm guessing this is the midpoint-ish. And so, as a result, let's do a little time check thing. We're feeling good, I presume. Rose, congratulations. You have found your first legendary item. I don't know if that was harder or easier than you expected, but it was something that happened. Kyle, this is your 13th. I don't even know if there are that many things, but this is your 13th check mark. This is your 13th badge or something along those lines, if we're going by Scarlet and Violet terms.
Something like that, yeah.
Right. How you feeling, both of you? Just I'm more asking the players, right? Not the players. Sorry, I'm asking the characters right now. How are you feeling?
That's a good
I mean,
question.
where and when are we? I am not clear on where we left off at the end.
Yeah.
Of the
Not a problem. So we left. You guys left the Blank Mansion, headed back to Steamport. You're basically immediately off those little kayaks that brought you to the Blank Mansion. You've just gotten off right now. The time is around it's afternoonish, I believe.
Were those 2 to a canoe or 4 to a canoe?
Those were 2 to a canoe.
Right. Okay. All right. So I think as soon as they set off, right? Because Kyle saw Rose grab things, like, all right, cool, we have it, whatever. Kyle's like looking around, notices magician thiefy things, but it's like, all right, whatever. And now that they're out of the hustle and bustle and they're done being rushed out of the mansion, Kyle's like, all right, we gotta let Rose know what to do with the thing. And so Kyle's gonna, once they're off and canoeing or kayaking or whatever kind of rowboat this is, Kyle's gonna turn, look at Rose, and point at his head and close his eyes, because this is a symbol we've established, or at least Kyle thinks this is a symbol we've established.
I don't know. I guess Rose. I don't know. I'll just be like,
Kyle, roll performance.
Do you want to go to bed? Is it late or is it early? I guess we stayed up a lot.
Anirudh, what is performance?
That's a cute roll, I believe.
It's a cute roll. All right, I've got 12 plus 1.
Rose, do you think you would understand? I'll leave this up to you. Kyle has pointed to his head. He's done this before in the past, and usually it does involve dream world shenanigans.
I mean, to be honest, I don't remember if I had known in the past if we did it, so I think I'll probably say yeah. I'll be like, okay, I'll sit on a bench or something.
Oh, so you guys are currently kayaking, right? Are we saying we're off
in the
now?
rowboat.
Oh,
Okay,
I thought
you
we
guys are
got
in the rowboat.
off.
We can do this. The setting doesn't particularly matter.
Okay.
It might be more humorous if you do it on the boat and just mess up and be like, hey, I'm just gonna row this boat with the guy that isn't helping.
I guess I'll just close my eyes then and try and go into the dream world.
All right. I don't think you need to roll for this one. You open your eyes, and both of you see yourselves in the hallway.
Okay, what's going on? What did you want to talk about?
Kyle nods towards the door with the Verizian on it and opens the door and beckons Rose into his room.
Okay. What's going on?
So you enter
Uh,
into
go
Rose. As you enter into the room, what you see is basically like what a child's room looks like, with the small bed. There's a couple of shelves. There's a bunch of paintings. No, actually, there are no paintings yet. There's actually, that's basically it, just a child's room, like beds. Maybe your paintings are actually in here, Kyle, or like sketchings, drawings, and other things like that. And on the shelf on the side, what you see is a bunch of different objects, a bunch of musical instruments that give off a similar sort of, I guess best word to describe it is aura, to the rock horn that you know one of you two has. I don't know which one
Rose
of you two has it. Rose has it? Okay. Similar sort of aura to the rock horn that you've got, as you were saying.
Yeah, Kyle just gestures to the shelf and says, "We keeping those legendary items on us may not be the best idea. So we've been keeping them here."
Oh, that works? Oh, I thought this wasn't, like, physical.
Kyle just like puts his hand into shakes his head like a 50-50, but just like, it's the details are kind of wishy-washy, but it
Oh.
works.
Kyle, do you know the details?
I don't know. The details are kind of wishy-washy. It takes some advanced schooling to understand.
Advanced Googling.
I said advanced schooling, but okay, fine.
Oh, schooling.
The
Yeah,
joke-
okay, that
the
probably makes
joke
more
is
sense
just,
than Googling.
whew, all right, that's fine. Whatever. someone picked up on that in the audience. Anyways,
I think it also takes some advanced Googling, too.
Probably.
Okay.
the temptation to explain the joke is so strong.
I get it. So, I thought we needed the items, though. Like, what are we using them for? Don't we need them
Well-
to get the others?
Not exactly. We're more so securing the items than using them.
Okay. What about when we get all of them? Do we know what's gonna happen then? We'll use them for something, right?
Kyle just kind of shrugs and would say, "I don't think so. I think it's more about keeping them safe."
What? So they don't do anything, but we need to keep them safe?
As you hear a voice in your head coming seemingly from the rock horn, I believe I can help with that one.
Oh yeah, did
yes,
we
remember
get them
me?
out of there?
I'm the wish cache. I'm stuck in this rock horn. To be fair, I'm not stuck in here. This is more of a possession. Yeah, I'm possessing this. Why not? Let's go with that.
Do you need help getting out?
No. In fact, it might be ideal if I stay in this to be more precise. Because otherwise I start floating around and consciousness and all that. But this is all spirit stuff. That's not a big deal.
Okay.
Yes. Anyway, if you could do me a favor, Kyle. This is not quite the voice. I'm trying to find it. Can't tell if I've gotten younger or older. Could you do me a favor and actually bring me this horn to the meeting that I believe Pearl and Mrs. Quagmire are currently setting up right now?
Oh, right. Yeah, we do a little debrief after we get each item. Yeah. Kyle just nods and goes to the door and opens the door and gestures to Rose like, after you.
Okay. I'll go wherever. I guess we're going to the main room, right?
Yep, you're going to the Mew room / Adam's room / that
Yeah.
pavilion in the garden area.
Yeah, once they're out in the hallway, Kyle just goes straight for the Mew room, assuming Rose is, walking alongside or following close behind.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and you guys head over to the Mew room, head into the garden. Garden's as vast as ever. Pavilion in the distance. Pearl's out there. I guess Pearl's probably bouncing around like, we did it. Just jumping around the table like, oh my gosh, we did it. Mrs. Quagmire's like, yes, we did it. Now calm down for a sec. But we did it. I know, but we did it. Pearl, I swear to all that is Arceus, if you say we did it one more time, they did it, points at you guys.
I give a little thumbs up to Pearl, like, nice.
All right, sit down, Pearl. As Mrs.
Pearl
Quagmire
did
is
the
like trying to
fighting.
prepare some sort of presentation. And sure enough, sooner or later, the rest of the members of the recruits start popping in until eventually you've got the full set here, which is a number of folks that we've described in the past. If you'd like me to tell you again, I can, or we just jump that part.
I think I know them, right?
Oh,
than the
yeah?
two we've got.
The recruits of the Lost? Name 3.
Well, Kyle, Rose, Pearl. There's Miss Quagmire, there's Adam, there's Aaron, and then there's Sindoran, right? And then I guess the Wishy Cashy.
I
Is
mean,
that
I don't think.
everybody? Oh, you've missed
I don't know
Isaac.
if
That's
the
who.
Wiz, I don't know if the Wizcash counts, but yeah, it's just Isaac.
Oh yeah,
that's missing.
oh yeah, the ice
Is he
cream.
here though? That's good. Yeah. That. Okay, great. That's fun. Yes, but yeah, you got shout out to you, Daisy. You
Thanks.
remembered random details. If that ain't a TTRPG thing, I don't know what is.
Also, you say random detail. As far as random details in this show goes, that's one of the less random ones. I feel like, you know.
These are probably some of the more important random details, but they are random details. In the grand game of the plot.
So you're saying the other recruits don't matter?
I'm saying
Yes.
I don't matter, and with that, we transitioned over to the main storyline. We got the meeting here. Adam pops in, just like as he pops in, just applauding, like, "Well done, everyone! This is not Adam's voice. Why am I doing this? Help me!" Adam's just
An imposter.
Okay, great. Well done, everyone. Now, I know where you two are going, pointing at Rose and Kyle. What are we doing with you two? Where do you want to go next? And then before they can answer, Wishcatch kind of speaks up. Hello. Yes, I believe I may have some additional details that you might be interested in. Shocking to the rest of the folks here, like, oh my gosh, there's somebody here, imposter. Adam immediately pulls out like one of his spoons, like ready to fight with it. Like, what?
Doesn't Adam recognize the voice though?
Yeah, well, I would
Because
think
it's the
Adam
person
knows who this is.
who awakened Adam.
I think Adam is more surprised than anything because he's not expecting this
okay.
voice to come out. Just what? Wait a minute. Is that the storyteller? Yes, Adam. It is very nice to see. There's somewhere on that bulwark. It is very nice to meet you once again. Nice to meet. Where are you? Oh, I'm
hold up
in
the horn.
I'm in the horn. Yeah, as you hold up the horn.
I just wave it around.
I'm in the horn. Rose, can you please stop doing that? I think my stomach's gonna hurl.
I thought you were a spirit though.
It's still. Look, unless you want this horn to start playing something else than a musical instrument, I would advise not to shake me too much.
Okay.
Do
you want a
yes,
Pokepuff?
I'm afraid I do not believe I can consume. I'd try it. Why not? I don't know.
I just
Just roll a d20 to see if this horn can eat a
I
Poke.
take a Pokepuff out and put it in the opening of the horn. I got a 16.
Somehow it works. I don't. The horn just kind of consumes it. I guess you just put it inside and then just slides in. It's like, I don't know how this is working, but I am not complaining. And then you just hear the horn. So the horn itself starts shaking a little bit as it's consuming it in the Pokepuff, much to the confusion of everybody here. I think including you.
I think Rose is just yeah, that makes sense.
That's not the weirdest thing I've seen.
It's about what I expected.
Yes. Anyway, hello. For those of you who do not know me, I am known by many names: the Elder, the Ancient One, Old Whiskers. But you probably know me as the storyteller, sort of the liaison between the legends and the recruits, so to speak. Been guarding over this rock horn until you found it. Thumbs up to you. I'd give a thumbs up, but I don't have thumbs now, nor did I ever. So, frankly, whiskers up, I suppose. Anyway, I believe I am able to answer some of the questions that you may have, specifically the one that you have. And I think the horn itself starts to hop around. I'm gonna make this a slightly sentient object, I guess. The horn literally points around and points towards Rose. A question you have, which, if you would like to share it, why not?
What was my question?
What are we doing with the legendary items, I think?
Oh, yeah.
Something along those lines.
I was too busy thinking about Pokepuffs. What are we doing? What do these things do?
Yes,
We're collecting
okay, so...
them. Do they have a purpose? Are they gonna... You said they're gonna stop something. How?
Yes, they are. A very, very good question, in fact. I believe, how best to say this? So each of them have their own powers imbued with them. That's part of the reason why, and I think points towards Kyle now. You probably have more experience with this than the rest, but each of them has their own special powers. They're able to actually manipulate the element in question. For example, this rockhorn here, able to manipulate rocks, mountains, the earth in a certain way. Usually the above earth. There's a separate item for below earth. And we are able to, manipulate those. It's able to actually assist in various different things regarding the type in question. For example, rockhorn, good against rock types. Unsurprising. And as such, they have their own basis powers, all of this coming from the legends themselves. When you collect all the items, however, you can effectively imbue their powers together to create another legendary item. And this,
Kyle's
everybody's
eyes widen
face-
in recognition.
Yeah, everybody's eyes widen. Everybody else's eyes widen. Kyle's, yours in recognition. I think, Daisy, you're just more like, whoa, there's an 8th.
Whoa, there's another item?
Yes, combining them all together creates an item known as the Elemental Bell. I believe that's what it's called, right?
Something like that.
Something along those lines. Creates an Elemental
I can't be
Bell.
bothered to go in the version history of my player sheet to figure out what it's called, but the elemental bell
And-
sounds right.
That
Creates-
does something?
That does, because that sends you to visit Arceus.
Okay.
And going to visit Arceus allows you, by collecting all the legendary items, you are able to make a wish upon Arceus that they will grant. That is about the reason why we are collecting them, to prevent the other side from collecting them and taking control of that wish. Because collecting all these items, for a brief moment, gives you powers on par with Arceus. And as such, Arceus is compelled to deliver that request.
I see. So it's like
so
collecting
but-
the Dragon Balls.
I don't know what that is, but yes, absolutely. I don't know why. No, never mind, I'm not going to go that far. Anyway, so, yes. Sure, it's collecting them. But collecting them, now, I'll be honest, I don't know if any of you have a wish that you want to give. I would recommend it not being, I want 1,000,000 Poke, or I want the coolest new item, or something small like that. More along the lines of, I wish to rewrite history, or I wish to control the future, or I wish to have unlimited power. That tends to be the type of things that us items deal with.
And that's better than just asking for a bunch of money? That sounds like
No.
bad.
I'm not saying that's better. That's typically what the items have been used for. Sometimes it's the good guys using it to make sure the bad guys don't win, and sometimes it's the bad guys making sure that the good guys don't win. You know how it is. And I think, and again, the elder kind of points towards Kyle, and I think you have experience with this as well.
Kyle just makes that same 50-50 motion. I was like, yeah, kinda, because Kyle kinda has
of an
experience in it.
instance. You know
Kyle-
of an experience.
Kyle, another Kyle has had direct experience, and this Kyle knows of that Kyle's experience.
You have
Which-
memories of this experience with somebody else.
Hence the 50-50, yeah, more or less.
And no. So as such, that is why the legendary items exist, and they are there in terms to make sure the legends can't take control of the power, because it's very hard for a legendary Pokemon to exist in the mortal realm for extended periods of time without, causing a scene. And vice versa, it's to make sure that the mortals don't have an easy way of just, let me grab this here, do my own self-little orchestra, and boom, I've got powers of God. Any questions from the crowd? Anybody else? At this point, somehow, the Rockhorn now has glasses as if they're a professor.
I put them on there.
You just slide them on real quick.
I don't know. I guess that's fine.
I don't think you would have questions, Kyle, but in case you do.
Kyle doesn't have any questions. Kyle's just for Kyle, Kyle's known, oh yeah, we're trying to keep the legendary items away from Hoopa because Hoopa wants them, and Hoopa wants to do something nefarious. And now Kyle's just oh, so this is the mechanism. Okay, I see. And the dots are connecting. And it's okay, cool.
Where's my dice?
Here are your dice.
I mean, that worked. Rolled a 19. So Adam's gonna ask the question that I'm surprised you guys didn't ask, which is, well, you sort of asked, but we'll ask it again. Why not? Okay, that's good. Alright, that gives us more of a purpose as to why we are doing this, but, this leads to another question. Collecting the items. Can you help us get them? He says questioningly. The Rockhorn does the little 50-50 thing Kyle's been doing for a while now, somehow.
I thought
did
we had
settle
already
this
asked that, though, and it had said, no, I wrote the hints.
No, but
Yeah,
Adam
I think-
hadn't.
Yeah.
That was just Kyle and Rose who heard that answer. So
Yeah.
Adam, did we say that this Rockhorn has horns? Or has a horn.
The rock horn is just
Did
a
we say
megaphone.
Oh, it's just a megaphone. That's right. Oh, that makes it all the more funny that we're actually putting like glasses on this thing. I'm just
imagining Birdo minus the entire dinosaur part.
I'm just
like,
imagining
just the
minus
snout.
I'm just imagining now when this Rockhorn is talking, the actual like outside, like the big circle is moving up and down as if it's talking. So it's literally just a giant mouth. Yeah, you know how it is. Yeah, again, Rockhorn does a little 50-50 thing. Well, sort of. I'm the one that made the hint sheet, the one that you took, and points to Adam, the one that you took from the secret vault. By the way, my guardian, not exactly thrilled with that. I mean, I couldn't have let them, but because I was busy, guarding this. But you might want to apologize, or don't. I don't care. Kind of guarding from everybody.
Kyle has one eyebrow raised, looking at Adam like, "Wait, what? What did this guy do?"
Adam's like, I will apologize if we win. Rockhorn's like, all right, seems fair enough. But I'm afraid that for a variety of reasons, I cannot explicitly say that. Chief reason being, I don't exactly know. You see, it is a very prophecy-like thing, I kind of just write them down when they regenerate, so to speak. So, for example, if you were to lose one of those items, or it was to get destroyed or consumed in the process of creating the elemental bell and get rescattered, then as the storyteller, I would be able to write a new hint. Maybe I could help then, but I wrote these hints many, many moons ago, and so as such, I'm afraid I do not have much of a clue. However, if I hang around with one of your teams, I could provide assistance when it comes to the real-world terrain, though it's frankly up to you how you would like that to be divided. I know, points towards Rose and Kyle, I know you two are heading south from where we are currently in order to potentially get the Aqua Monica, if I put two and two together correctly.
Kyle nods.
Manaphy nods, even though Manaphy has no idea what's going on. Like,
I guess that's what we've been
Manaphy
told.
just heard Aqua Monica, just popped out of the back like, "Hi."
Manaphy's like, agua. Like,
There's a little bubble harmonica in Manaphy's hands. Like, "Hey, I found it."
like this. I found it. Great. Take this item. Like, I think while the rest of this conversation is going on, Manaphy's insisting, like, this is the Aqua Monica, Uncle Kyle. Take the thing. So you're dealing with that at the side. But as for the others, I'm afraid I can provide very little assistance in terms of finding the legendary things. However, when it comes to the other recruits, that I can help with. I think everyone is shocked. I don't know how you guys are feeling.
About them being able to find the recruits?
Kyle is like eyes narrowed, eyebrow raised. Like, what do you mean?
Well, as I mentioned, I recruited this one, now pointing at Adam, and as such, I can recruit people that I have an inkling where they are, basically. So I can kind of go there. That's why, Adam, I told you to go over to Ave first. Not Ave, sorry, you're not in Ave. I told you to go to Nature first, right? Because there was a bunch of them. Kind of just spreads the horn out, being like Kyle and then Quagmire and technically Isaac in a certain way because he was around that area.
That's, yeah.
So it's not like I can say they are in the fourth building to the left next to the library in I don't know, in Sandfort. I'm making up a city here. It's not like I can say something like that, but I know they are this way, they are not this way, etc. So I can provide assistance for that as well, though I leave it up to you how you would like me to be helpful. As the liaison between the legends and the non-legends, so to speak, the recruits in particular, I can provide assistance to you that I would prefer not to give to the ring. Personal preference here, but I personally think, recruits, good guys, ring, not so good guys, so I'd rather give, recruits here. Bold take here.
Kyle just kind of slowly nods and just goes, he turns to the group and just goes, "So, everyone okay if we leave this thing here then, in the gazebo?"
Oh, you want to leave it in the gazebo?
Yeah, I mean, it's not... Kyle doesn't want to, leave it someplace that it can be taken, right? Or have it on someone and risk someone losing it or have it get taken from them or whatever, right? So
okay.
That's the whole reason Kyle was like, let's keep the legendary items in the thing. But Kyle was like, all right, maybe instead of me holding on to it, just leave it here for public access in case anyone needs to consult it.
Sure. That sounds like a good idea. I can happily sit back and relax in the gazebo. If any of you need any assistance, I will always be here because, I can't really do much else. It's not like I can move easily.
Yeah, Kyle Moore asked that to the other people in the room.
Oh, yeah. I think the rest of the team probably is cool with that. Rose, you cool with that?
I mean, yeah, I got no other opinion.
Rose all right, sure. Cool. Okay. If that is the case, then from this point forward, the Rockhorn / the Elder / the Storyteller, however you want to call it, I think is just sitting in one of the seats right now. And if at any point in time you have any questions, there is always somebody that will pick up your call in the dream world. So you've got a wealth of knowledge here that's even bigger and more knowledgeable than Adam is, just because of experience and raw timelines.
You just gave us a cheat guide, basically.
I gave you a cheat guide that you are willing to use if you want. Up to you, though. Cool. Everybody else is going to continue their specific area since you guys are heading south. Pearl and Mrs. Quagmire are going to head north. They were already down. They came from the south anyway, so they're just going to head up north and continue going up the coast effectively, looking for signs here. Are we good to flash back?
Yeah, I guess we know where we're going.
With one item found, usually when an item's found, we'll redistribute assignments, redistribute the teams, right? At this point, I feel the recruits would make just 2 other big teams, right? Considering there are 2 other items, right?
Well, there's still people to find. That's where the teams are still small right now.
Yeah, maybe part of the meetings, Wisconsin, there's, the person in this area, person in this area. It's all right, we'll, split the teams up to teams that are looking for items and teams that are looking for people.
How many more items are you looking for, if I could ask?
3, including the Aqua Monica.
All right, gotcha. Okay, so there's 3 more people as well. That's 6. Yeah, I think we'll keep the teams of 2, and then whoever finishes first will grab the next one in hand.
Yeah.
Cool. That is the case here. We get to flash back, both of you?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okie doke. Through the little powers and cool exit sequences that you have. Remind me again what yours was, Rose. I think yours is you get surrounded by musical notes until you just disappear.
Yeah, something like that. The musical staff spins around me, and I just
the staff. That's what it was. Yes. Kyle, I do not remember yours at all.
I don't remember what we made Kyle's either. But before Kyle leaves the dream world, Kyle's gonna be meeting adjourned. And he's gonna kind of gesture to Rose and go ahead, I'll catch up in a second. Kyle's gonna go back to his room and just double check one thing real quick before popping back into the rowboat, considering, Dream World takes no real time, right?
Yeah, catch up in a second, more like catch up immediately.
Catch up in the catch up.
Yeah.
All right, Rose pops back. Kyle, you go to your room. You're checking what?
The red key is still in there, right?
The red key is still in there, yes. Cool. It's sitting by the grass coronet. I don't know. You could pick. Doesn't matter. But it's in there.
Okay. Yeah, for the sake of... I was using the very bottom section to keep track of the stuff in Kyle's room. I'm going to use the next section up to keep track of stuff in the gazebo. Just for...
Okay. I don't expect there to be too much, but you might as well, yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. All right.
Okie doke.
Kyle's satisfied. Kyle just flashes back onto the boat.
Why, hello there. This is Anirudh, the GMPMDM of Not a Scratch, and thank you for listening to this episode. As always, episodes come out weekly, so be sure to follow us, subscribe, and do all those important things you ought to do when supporting a podcast, because it's helpful and we love you for it. If you've enjoyed the episode and want to support us in any way, shape, or form that you can, the best way to do so is to share us with your friends. Share us with people that love world building. I don't know if I've used that one before, but at the very least, there's a lot of random world-building nuggets in this episode that I really enjoy. This is the type of stuff I love listening to in TTRPG stuff, so hopefully, if you got any world-building friends that love random details, share this show with them. Also, if you haven't already, leave us a review on your podcasting platform. Reviews help to bring new people into our community and give us advice on what we can improve upon in the future. You can follow us on social medias all across the web at NotAScratchcast or at Aduran Region, depending on which platform it is, or email us at notascratchcast@gmail.com if you have any cool ideas you want to add to the podcast, like characters or concepts, or if you just want to reach out to us, say hi, give us a pat on the back, all that fun stuff. We also have, and this is where I highly recommend joining out of all these different areas, our Discord for Not a Scratch, which has a bunch of amazing, awesome, wonderful people that have already joined. We're talking about all sorts of things. Pokemon, non-Pokemon, other shows I do, other shows the other people on our cast do, and so much more, so you can join to help build that Not a Scratch community. We've also got a website which you can check out at www.notascratchcast.com if you want to check out a bunch of stuff related to us that's all about the things we've talked about in the past, or just cool things our community's done. So whether it's episodes, our art pages, our merch, which is very cool, if I may say so myself. I'm going to be honest, I have worn down one of my sweatshirts because I've worn it so many times, so I might have to get another one. You can check all that out in the page. Check that out. And it updates over time, so stay tuned. Thumbs up. Yeah, highly recommend that. We want to thank Glitch X City for the following songs: Kirby's Dream Land, the Lo-Fi remix, Primrose the Dancer theme, Octopath Traveler remix, Diamond and Pearl Cyrus Battle remix, and Pokemon Center theme Lo-Fi Lullaby remix. We also want to thank Tabletop Audio for Open Ocean, Solemn Vow, Secret Garden, Tavern Music, Strangers on a Train, and Mountain Pass. We also want to shout out our Patreon members. We at Not a Scratch have a Patreon where you can get amazing extra benefits regarding the show and its future, including early access to episodes, our post-game show where immediately after an episode is recorded, we usually record a half-hour-ish episode talking about what happened, random tangents that we go on. If you love those things, you'll want to check that out. There's also Daisy's Game Corner, which, cough, cough, wink, wink, gets updated this week, so you should check that out because it's just Daisy, who themselves fantastic GM in their own right, doing special one-shots, short campaigns. We've got a bunch of episodes already out, some of which are available for free, and I recommend if you're not already a free member of our Patreon, you should do so because it's literally free content. You can check that out again at your own convenience on patreon.com. Go on to Not a Scratch's page. You can check out some of Daisy's stuff as well, including all of the original members of Not a Scratch. That's right, this is an episode with me, Muhammad, and Mansoor. So you can check that out, a two-parter available for free on our Patreon, among other Daisy Game Corner items. And you'll be recognized during the show right here. So thank you to our Patreon members: Ginny, Ursa93, Eli, Pure Glaceon, Damon Liger, Lord Toffee, Simon Pelawakin, Fennec, Evelyn C., Journeyman Negative, Robert O., Arming Sword and Buckler, Blue Earwear, and Dark Ride Drive. For more information about anything we've discussed, you can check out the links in the episode description or contact us on Discord or Twitter. If you're interested in having a promo on the show for your podcast, we would love to help. Send us an email, contact us on socials, whatever the word is, I can't apparently say it, and we'll be happy to discuss more. Now, because the song technically has ended, but you can technically hear the crackling of the fire, we transition to the episode. All right, pop back onto the boat. Unless you guys have anything else you want to do, I'm just going to have you guys row to the shore. Question mark?
I mean, the next thing on our agenda is getting to wherever we're supposed to deliver Manaphy, right? So
Yep.
Do we know how to get there already, or?
It is down south via
close?
boat or walking. You are not far, but you're not close.
We went a little out of our way, but not too far out of our way. And I mean, we're rowing back to Steamport. So
Okay.
and Steamport
Yep.
is it? Anirudh, I'm looking at the map. Which river is Steamport on? Because it's right on, a river delta somewhere.
If you look at the map, between Flama, which is the pink state, Fluvius, the blue state, there is a river that almost touches the edge of both of them.
Okay. Yep. Cool.
Steamport is slightly above that. Like, I'm talking a unit above that.
Yeah. And we're going all the way down the coast. And I forget how we established we were going there before we got sidetracked.
I'll leave that to you. Would you guys like to travel by foot, by train, by boat? I will. All three options are available. Obviously, the boat and train ones cost money. The foot does not.
I don't remember.
I will. I will.
Train, but
I will leave it up to you at this point. I will. I will. Not caution. I will leave it up to you. I will say, all of the travel methods, at least initially, will head to another port city. So, if you're looking at the map again, there is the river that's basically on that border. There's a river that's slightly below it. All of them will travel to that area, which does not have a name yet. But if you guys have any water-based names that you would like to throw out there,
Watertown.
Daisy,
I
don't
love
tell
it.
me. I will name this Watertown.
I mean, in Massachusetts, there's a town literally called Watertown. It's a valid name.
All right, Watertown it is.
Or it could be Den City.
Ha 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 ha.
I'm using that name for a different city. I'm going to call the port city that you'd head to Watertown. There's a city slightly below that. I'm going to call Density.
Well, that one would probably be more likely like a ground type city because, dens.
Oh, that makes. If only they were bordering each other, but they're not.
This is a joke.
This is a joke that I'm using. There is a city now called Den City.
We cannot joke in this show because every joke just becomes canon.
Yes, it's Den City with a dash in between. That's slightly below it.
Well, then we can use those
anyway.
cannons to fire off towards the end of the series.
Pew, 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 pew. Don't do that. All right. Well, whatever. Your options are walk to Watertown, train to Watertown, boat to Watertown, and then from there you'll have to make a new decision at that point.
Do we know anything about getting from there to the edge? Because I feel like we had a travel plan.
I think the idea you had initially was boat around to the edge. This would be a boat, this is the same path as that, which is boat to Watertown, boat to edge.
Okay.
Or you walk it, or you train it, or you do some other method that I can't think of off the top of my head.
I mean, we should probably just go with whatever's fastest, right? We're trying to get there so we can get the thing. I don't see a point in walking unless there's a specific reason to walk.
Yeah, walking's there's no other option. Let's leg it kind of deal. So
And walking sounds like it would take a long time because we can't just directly walk somewhere.
True. Trains would be faster if you're going by speed time.
I mean, if there's a train to Watertown, we could take the train to Watertown and then boat down because I assume there's no train from Watertown to the edge, right?
Not easily, no.
Yeah. You take the train and then you take the boat and then you're at the place and then I don't know if we draw the card again or what. I don't know. That's an Arc 7 problem because there's no way we get to it in Arc 6.
The rest of this arc, a train episode.
We're doing more of them, folks. Ta-da.
Arc 6, transportation.
Basically. I'm gonna put there. That works. Okay. Okie doke. So we're gonna go over there. The train cost, of course. That is something we need to keep in mind.
How much though?
That is a good question. Let's do the math. Let's see. Boop boop. That did not do anything. Excuse me. I would like to add one ruler, please.
Oh, do we recover health?
If you are not fully healed, you can go ahead and heal yourself now.
Cool.
So it will cost each of you 64 poke.
Cool.
That's
and
doable.
It is. Where are we here? Right now it is Sunday afternoon, and it will reach Monday morning. So it's literally just a night's sleep.
Nice. Well, thank you.
For convenience sake, I'm just going to make it 8 right now, so it'll go up at 8 in the morning, which is a good time. On the train you go, I presume. I'm not going to make you delay or anything. Is there anything else you want to do in Steamport while you're here? This is the final time, unless you go backwards, that you'll be in Flama. So, is there anything you would like to do here while you have the opportunity? You can. Otherwise, we'll board the train.
No, I think it's fine. The only thing I have is that I would ask Kyle if he ever found out what the deal with the fairy plate was, the pixie plate. Like if he found out who got it.
Kyle?
I don't know when or where Rose asked this, but Kyle just kind of shrugs and just says, I don't have a real answer. I have ideas, but nothing concrete.
Okay. Well, remember that dream we had?
Kyle slowly nods.
Kyle's going to his Rolodex like, which one are we talking? Are we doing this one? This
No,
one?
no,
this one?
Kyle knows which one. This is a slow nod of yes.
Whoever kicked us out was in that house. I could feel they were there.
Kyle's just one eyebrow raised, like, huh?
Rose, I will say,
So-
I believe you do have the. I don't know if you're about to talk about this. I might have.
Oh, I know.
interrupted
I know who it
Okay,
is.
all right,
I know
just
who
make
it
sure.
is. Yeah.
Ignore me.
I'm not sharing that, but I know.
Okay,
I know who it was because I don't know why they did it. So maybe somebody there wasn't who we thought. I don't know, but I guess I have those powers now, which is cool. So
Rose, like, I think I'm a superhero. I don't know.
Kyle's just looking at Rose like with almost a blank stare, as if to be like,
Yeah.
"What are you saying? Like, what are you saying? Like, I words, use them, please."
Kyle asking
Kyle
Rose
being like,
to
"Words,
use
please," that's
words. How ironic. Are you saying that or like?
No, Kyle's just giving a blank stare, like clearly, like not piecing together whatever Rose is saying.
Yeah. All right. Then that's probably it. Rose is just like, yeah. So, I guess be on the lookout.
And with that, you go to bed. I think that's a real nice, ominous way of just being like, "Be on the lookout, Kyle." No, I just made it up as a joke. I don't know if that's actually how you want to end it.
I mean, I would probably just like lay down after that. Yeah. I don't know if I would immediately go to bed, but basically,
Perfect.
there's no resolution to that. Just
Here's an idea. Bye.
Just hey, if you see anybody from that house again, basically, maybe be suspicious.
And then out of nowhere, Eli shows. No, I'm kidding. With that, unless you guys have anything to say, you guys can go to sleep. Question mark? Maybe.
Yeah.
Kyle.
I assume there isn't much else that needs to be done on an overnight train.
Nope, nothing really. Nothing really.
Now it's time for the heist.
It's all cool, all calm, all collected. It's just on a whim.
Yep.
Just cause. Oh no, yeah. If you want to roll Arcana, I'm just saying.
Oh, is a thing happening that we see
I'm
on
not
the
saying
back
a
of our
thing.
eyelids?
I'm not saying a thing is going to happen. I'm saying a thing may happen.
Is Arcana smart?
Arcana is smart, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a 6.
I have 18 plus 1.
Rose? I'll get back to you, Rose, later. Kyle, you rolled a full success.
that is terrifying.
Talk about ominous.
Kyle. What do I do with you? Full success, correct?
Yes.
Okay. That's what I do with you. Kyle, you go to bed, calm, cool, relaxed, and then just open your eyes as if you are awake. It's pitch black. It's nighttime, clearly. Very quickly you can tell you're dreaming, but you're doing that like vision thing where you can see yourself. Do you know what I'm talking about? You've done this on the train
Yeah.
previously. I don't know what it is with you and trains and doing this, but apparently that's a thing now. So
+1 for
you
train.
yeah, roll for train vision, please. No,
Kyle's been training.
Ha. It's funny because we haven't touched Kyle's training in forever.
we
Get it?
haven't actually.
Well, we saw it twice this arc.
Daisy. Anyway, Kyle, you you see yourself basically, calm, cool, collected, I presume. The train is your oyster, though something in your bag is screaming out at you. Not literally, but like the bag is calling you.
Yeah. Kyle, this has happened enough in the past, however long, for Kyle to be like, all right, there is something for me to know. And if something's screaming at me, it's probably something I need to know. So, gonna very quickly check on the bag, check on the kid, make sure everything's fine.
You open the bag, and as you open the bag, a brief, and I mean hesitant, worry as Manaphy is not in the bag, and you roll around only to see the Manaphy's currently like on top of Rose's head, being like, "This is my pillow tonight."
All right,
Yes, like
that's all right. We're
Sleep.
fine. Okay. What about my bag though?
Remind me, what are the items in your bag currently?
The items that should be in my bag. I've got I got a lot of stuff in here. I've got 4 apples and a huge apple. Got an energy
Ah, yes,
tube.
the apple. The apple is the one that's talking. No, I'm kidding.
Got 3 orange berries and a cherry berry, an all mock orb, a reviver seed. I forgot I had that. A citrus berry, a dragon device, a frozen rock, of course the golden mask, the book of myths, the legendary deck, and oh yeah, that envelope that you gave me.
This is the one that Adam gave you, correct?
Yeah, I think. I don't know. I don't remember where the envelope came from.
Because I know Adam
right,
gave
you're
you a
supposed
letter
to deliver
that said-
something.
Was that was our was that what Adam's cover story was, as like the little assignment?
That was the
of,
cover
like,
story, yes.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. Adam was like, "Yeah, I got a friend at the edge. I need to deliver this thing. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. But also, please do this."
The dancer.
Yes, the dancer. That's right. In fact, I
Tippy
think it is the
taps.
dancer that is sort of calling out at you.
what?
That letter, in particular, is the one that's dancing out at you.
Okay. Is it a sealed envelope?
It is a sealed envelope. It is.
Is Kyle about to commit mail crimes?
I'm not gonna say that you should open it. I think it is just glowing slightly.
Hold it up to the light.
Yeah, we're gonna inspect the envelope and see if there's anything different about it.
Are you gonna hold it up to the light or just kind of look at the envelope?
Well, I mean, it's glowing, so Kyle's like, pick it up, turn it over, look at it, see if what's written on it has changed, see if the sealed envelope is now unsealed, fiddle around with it.
I think as soon as you touch it, the address starts changing. The address bar that's like to from, the bar itself starts changing. So to, I don't know if there was an address. I think it just said Fluvius, but now the address is slowly manipulating itself. It's changing. The ink is starting to spread around a little bit, and then it specifically states Den City.
Okay.
As an address. Hey, here's a shock. What if you went to Den City?
There's clearly something there.
There's something there. In fact, the dancer is there.
Nah.
Nah, just skip it. Who cares?
Is that the only thing that changes on the envelope, or?
That's I'm sorry, that's not the only thing that changes. The name, the dancer, doesn't change. It stays. Or let me think of the words. The name, the dancer, starts. It looks like words are being added to the end of it. What did I call it?
Tippy taps.
It changes to tippy taps. I forget if I give a proper name to it. Whatever. The dancer, comma. Gosh, this is why I wish I had the name.
The mayor of Den City.
It's not the mayor of Den City, unfortunately. I think instead of what it has there, just commas, and I'm going to say it here because I don't think this is the name, but I'm going to go with this. Guild president. The leader of all the guilds. That's what I want to say here, but that doesn't sound quite as dramatic. But that is listed on there. You are delivering this not just to the dancer, but the dancer themselves is the current leader of all the guilds, the same position that Adam was in.
Adam's successor. Okay.
Yes, this is Adam's successor.
And the address changed to Den City. Interesting.
Changed to Den City.
It's still from Adam.
It is still from Adam, yes.
Okay. Okay. I guess that's a slight detour. Anything else funky about the envelope or no?
The envelope itself, you feel almost the longer you hold on to it, the more damp it gets.
Ew.
Huh?
It's getting wet almost.
Ugh. Like, is it coming from inside the envelope? Is it coming from outside the envelope?
It's coming from the name, the dancer.
Bizarre. So what happens when Kyle puts the envelope back in his bag?
It dries up immediately.
And the address lines?
The lines are back to normal.
They're back to the way they were.
They're back to the way they were.
Oh, this is so bizarre. Okay. Kyle, once more for good measure, just make sure, I did see what I saw. Just picks up the envelope again and stares at the address line.
And as you stare at it, it's very slight now, but it is slightly starting to get a little wetter and wetter the longer you hold on to it. The name starts to change. It states that. One thing as well, last time you put it didn't have this. This time it does. It has a level for the Pokemon that you're talking to. It just has a level.
Why?
Don't know why. I mean, I do, but I don't. The level right now, currently listed, is 70.
Excuse me?
Mm-hmm.
Sir, where can I get that? Okay. Don't know why. I don't know if we've established that in world level is a thing that is. I mean, I guess it kind of is. But I don't know if it's like an explicit, like, empirical thing.
Maybe experience is probably a better way to describe it.
Yeah.
More like years of experience or something along those lines, but not quite. But it's 70. And I think this
Okay.
is where you start to fade away, like fade back into sleep. But as you fade back into sleep, you see that 70 has now turned into 71,
Oh,
and then 72, and then 73, 74, and you fade to sleep after it's reached 77 or 78.
This man was chowing down on those rare candies. He's had a little midnight snack. Don't mind if I do.
You start to fade away, and that's the end of Kyle.
And Kyle ends his story there. That's it. Game over. Rose,
Hello.
you wake up
Oh, good. I'm
at the
awake.
base of a mountain.
Oh.
Oh, we're here again.
Oh, good. I'm awake. Oh no, I'm awake.
I like look around a bit, I guess, because I think I probably assume this is like that repetitive dream where eventually I'll get to Meloetta and we'll dance or whatnot. So I'm just like looking around. Waiting.
It looks very familiar. You've had this same type of dream for a while. But Meloetta does not come this time.
Oh.
Instead, a dark, shadowy figure appears.
Oh. Hello, dark.
This you
shadowy
recognize
figure.
as well. This you recognize as well because this is the one that was trying to recruit you a month or two ago. Not even that, actually. Was it? Maybe it was a little bit. I don't know. Maybe a while ago. So, have you considered our offer?
Have you told me what's going on? Have you told me who you are? Have you told me what you're doing? What you want? Why you need me? What you want me for?
All of that, I believe, you already have the answer to. You know who I am. You know what I want. And I think deep down you understand why I want you.
I'm gonna have to respond to that with the no.
I'm gonna be like, nah, bro.
You want to clarify, maybe?
I think the figure just snaps his fingers. Snaps their fingers. And you see in front of you, looking at you directly, no emotion behind their eyes, is Hoopa. Do you see me now?
I haven't seen Hoopa before, though, right?
You have not.
Would I know that Hoopa is like a legendary, or would I just be like,
I think so.
that's Pokemon.
I think in combination of details that have been provided off and on, you could probably put two and two together. I don't know if Kyle has shown you what Hoopa is, because Kyle has the Book of Myths, so he can just be like, "This is the Hoopa. This is the bad guy."
Right, and I haven't been told that Hoopa is the big one we're going against.
I thought Adam mentioned it at the very beginning.
Adam might have mentioned it.
But did Adam like directly call out Hoopa or like?
I think so.
Or
Yeah,
whatever?
I thought so. I thought in Adam's whole, "Hey, you're a recruit. Let me give you the lowdown" spiel was like, yeah. So we're gathering these legendary items so that because Hoopa's trying to gather these legendary items, and Hoopa's big bad, and we don't want to let Hoopa do it.
Okay, I'm sure. I just straight up don't remember though. So like,
this is
asking.
episode 1 stuff probably.
Yeah, I don't remember if at that time Adam was like, yeah, it's Hoopa, or it's like, oh, it's the bad guys.
I mean, I think we didn't, actually explicitly have out that conversation. It was more on
Right.
Like, all right, Adam explains the lowdown, right?
Because I think Rose was like, oh, was it you in my dream that tried to recruit me?
Right. I think by now you would probably know it's Hoopa, and this is
Okay.
Hoopa.
So then I would probably just like lean back, cross my arms, and go, okay, I see you.
You know who I am, and I believe you know why I would like you to join us. Your powers are different from the rest.
I mean, so is everyone else's. Everyone else is different. That's kind of what being a person is.
True, but your potential far outweighs them, in my opinion. You can sense what they do, what their actions are. You know who is the threat and who is not.
Mm-hmm.
This is all stuff that could be very useful for the ring. So
and
I ask,
why should I disregard the thing that's telling me you're a threat.
I'm only a threat because that's what you've been informed about. Besides, if I wanted to strike you down, I could have done it now, couldn't I?
Maybe we're just a threat to you, because that's what you've been informed about.
Rose, I don't get informed. I am the one informing.
Out of game, this person just being like, yes, I am manipulating people.
He's not. I don't think Hoopa is particularly bashful about saying that.
Yeah.
Nope, not at all.
No, I'm
It's
the
just
bad guy, bro. Try me.
Based around what you said.
That's
They're
true.
like,
That is a funny one.
It's just about the person who's informing you. I'm the one doing the informing. Okay. And your goal is?
To reset everything.
Lame.
I love how it took
Bruh.
Rose all of 2 interactions to get to the same point in, like, you know, the rapport with Hoopa that Kyle's reached, which is just, you're a joke, dude. Like, come on.
Well, it's not that. It's just like, you, like, why?
Like,
What is that gonna get you?
certifiably whack.
I think Rose is literally just like, and what's that gonna get you?
Equality, equity. Too long have we lived by the legends and their rules and their regulations. The power that they have overwhelming the rest as a myth. Is Hoopa mythical? I think Hoopa's a mythical, right?
Yeah, but didn't we establish that the legendaries also includes all the like?
Yeah, it does, but I feel like Hoopa would be
I thought we
would
established
be
all
one
the
of
same like class of.
They're all the same class, but I do know that there's a separate. I still separate them, even though there's no real distinction. I think it's literally just like, hey, in the annual dodgeball competition.
We waved it away.
Yeah. In this universe, it's mainly for like dodgeball competitions and whatever else the legends do in their spare time, maybe like legends versus myth and all. As a myth, I know this all too well. That's what I want to do: reset everything, make people, Pokemon, equal.
Trying to think through what I know about what happens when you get all the things now. Because, like, sure, that's great.
That's cool.
That's a great concept, sure, but, like...
It's about how Hoopa plans on getting it.
Yeah, I think my response is just like, well... You don't seem to be treating people like equal now. With your whole, what is it? I tell them the information. Or whatever you said.
Perhaps that may be true. But to do drastic actions have to be taken. I do not like what I have become, but this is the journey that was set for me, and so I must proceed forward.
If you don't like
I
what you
apologize.
become, try unbecoming it. Work with what's here.
Too late for that.
Goodbye. And I like try to leave. Like try to like go into the dream world leave thing where I'm just like, I'm disconnecting.
Ooh, roll Arcana. I guess Arcana would work here. Roll Arcana.
To be like, mic drop. Bye. 16 plus 1, 17.
Hangs up the phone. Goodbye.
Deletes Hoopa.
I think you see Hoopa saying something, but you don't hear it because you have actually left the conversation, which I don't know if you expected to do that, but that happened. You just left in the middle of the conversation.
Yeah.
Like,
I
no.
like sort of intended it where I was like, all right, I'm done having this conversation. But I think maybe it was that like the subconscious push to be like, all right, I'm done. So then like the musical staff like starts going and I'm just gone. Or I don't know if that's how I disconnect this call, but I don't know.
It might. From your perspective, you wouldn't be able to tell. You just kind of, you know. And that is the end of your dream. As you wake up, as Kyle wakes up, bright and early as the train starts announcing, thank you very much, everyone, for your nice day here. Hope you enjoyed the night. We are approaching Watertown now. And that's where we will end this episode. Well, I don't know about y'all. I felt like that was a normal episode of not many dice rolls and a lot of random plot threads that may or may not have action happening towards them in the next 10 to 5 years.
The new
Not a
normal
scratch,
for me.
normal episode starter pack. not too many dice rolls, no battles, random plot threads, and distraction to keep Manaphy around for a few more episodes.
Basically.
And been a while since we recorded.
Oh, yes. That's very important. Thank you for reminding me, Daisy. Great. Thank you, everyone. Next week, we do something. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out right now. Thanks, everyone, for listening, watching, and supporting in any way, shape, or form that you do. I have been your PM, your DM, your GM, Anirudh himself.
I've been Muhammad, playing Kyle.
And I've been Daisy, playing Rose.
And until next time, I normally something comes up, but
just
I wouldn't have it.
until next time.
Until next time. Then.